Okay, time for our least favorite thing on this show. I know it's hard. I know it's heavy, but you know it's something that matters to us. I know it matters to you. Honoring the fallen who die in training, who die in service to this country, not charging a machine gun nest in time of war, but serving this country and giving their lives for it. It is a dangerous thing to serve in the United States military, and it has to be. And the USS George Washington was off the coast of Australia, and Airman Jose Antonio Rivera Lynch IV went over the side, and we lost him to the deep. So say a prayer for him, say a prayer for his family. You can't imagine the agony they're going through right now. But that young man served his country honorably and gave his life for his country the same way anybody did in a war anywhere, and we honor his sacrifice. Now, we are going to get to this redistricting talk because that can be really politically wonky and it can really go over a lot of people's heads, myself included. So we're going to dig into that. We will. We'll talk a bit more about the Russia hoax stuff. Keeps getting worse for the communists. But I wanted to walk down memory lane really quickly. And this may be a little painful. Maybe it'll make you sad. Maybe it'll make you angry. But none of that's why I'm doing this. We're going to walk down how insane our culture got, because we went through a period of time when communists achieved ultimate cultural power in this country in every way, from the presidency to corporations to everything. They achieved ultimate political power. And then they proceeded to make everybody miserable, to make everybody hate each other, to destroy as much as they could destroy. And so when we were under assault like that, when the communists were battering down the gates like that of our culture, that was a time of revelation for many people. Hopefully it was a time of revelation for you, even revelation about yourself. What I mean by that is when the evil forces have controlled everything and they're attacking everything, you will find out who's a coward and who's courageous. You will find out who will stand and who will falter. You really find out who the evil people, the evil entities are. And look, I'm not going to talk about the freaking Sydney Sweeney stuff, which is so overblown and done by now. It's brutal. It's been going on for a week. But we'll play this very briefly here. Why did this make the left so angry that there's video out today of them screaming at her?
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
Okay. The jeans, and this is the thing. This is going to be generational, what I'm about to say. I am not ancient. I'm certainly getting older. Couldn't sleep last night. I hurt my neck. Anyway, sleeping, I hurt my neck. But I'm 44. That ad you just saw, if you're young enough, you don't realize that was every fashion ad ever for my entire life. And it didn't, you know what? I take that back. It wasn't every fashion ad. It was every ad. That's just kind of how they did it, because people, all human beings, men, women, everybody, we like to look at beauty, beautiful nature, beautiful mountains, beautiful rivers, beautiful people. Human beings like to take in beauty. So it doesn't matter whether you're selling jeans or Gatorade or you're down at the local Mazda dealership, you find a handsome man, a pretty woman, and you dress them up and you say, hey, look at this pretty girl. She wants you to come buy a Mazda. Don't you want to buy a Mazda? And that was just advertising. And it has always been this way. All of human history, that's what you do. You find somebody who looks good and you use their appearance to make your product or service, whatever that is, more appealing. And that's just human nature. Honestly, the ad we just played is just the most benign thing in the world. What is it? So why would they react like this?
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
I really wasn't going to weigh in on this, but here we go. It is so difficult to grow up as a person of color, specifically a woman, and view yourself as beautiful in any sense of the word growing up in this country. I remember growing up in a predominantly white community, wishing myself out of this body, out of this culture, take my name, if it meant that I could wake up blonde-haired and blue-eyed, never having to explain who I am or worry about being accepted. That is why this American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is especially off-putting.
What? And we had articles from MSNBC. Good Morning America was talking about it. ESPN, one writer said he was mortified by the ad. Okay, but what happened? Well, this is where we're going to rewind. See, what happened was ugly people took over our culture. Ugly on the inside. Well, most of them were ugly on the outside too, but ugly on the inside. Communists. Communists, they hate beauty. Of any kind. It doesn't have to be physical beauty on a man or a woman, of any kind. If something is wonderful, beautiful, if something is good, the communist views that as a threat because the communist is demonic. So anything that is good, it could be a mountain. If it's a beautiful mountain, tear it down. If it's a beautiful woman, run her out of television. No, grab some fat heifer and stuff her in some jeans and then tell everybody it's beautiful. It could be a beautiful institution, the Boy Scouts. Hey, can we make this gayer? It could be whatever, a wonderful company, a good company, whatever it is. If the communist sees beauty, success, greatness, the communist endeavors to tear it down. Now, normally, those deranged, ugly freaks are held on the street corner and made fun of the way they should be. But for a period of time in this country, they took over everything. Our buddy Bonchi at Red State pointed something out. A tweet from the NHL, the National Hockey League. A tweet from the NHL which says, by the way, they've not deleted it, trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary identity is real. This is why we're going to take this little walk, or we're taking this little walk down memory lane. How insane would that be if any human being, anyone, of any age, any race, whatever, any human being uttered those words, a man can turn into a woman or a woman can turn into a man. That's an insane, it's not just inaccurate, it's insanity. If one person said that, you would say, wow, you're crazy. We had major sports leagues, multi-billion-dollar corporations publicly declaring something that's completely insane. The evil people, the communists, tore apart this country as fast as they possibly could. Remember George Floyd? I'm never going to stop bringing this up. George Floyd died of an overdose. Derek Chauvin got lynched by the United States of America. He did. We had sports teams like the New York Mets celebrating his conviction. He's still wrongfully convicted and still sitting in prison, I might point out, celebrating the whole thing. That is the kind of country we had. And I want to reinforce the point I made in the opening. We had that not just because the communists are evil demons, but because so many people and entities in this country are gutless cowards. When faced with communist insanity, hey, just cut your penis off, you'll be a woman. They said, oh, okay, just don't hurt me anymore. Insanity. And we need to remember this. You really, really need to remember this. Democrats, communists, they have not come out and changed their ways. They have not apologized for what they've done. They've not backtracked one iota. And the reason they haven't backtracked one iota is they don't regret a single thing. What you need to remember from that is if they ever get power again, God forbid, they will do the same or worse. Do I need to remind you this human being was made an admiral?
Hello, I'm Admiral Rachel Levine. Climate change is having a disproportionate effect on the physical and mental health of Black communities. Black Americans are more likely than white Americans to live in areas and housing that increase their susceptibility to climate-related health issues. And 65% of Black Americans report feeling anxious about climate change's impact. Through our Office of Climate Change and Health Equity and the Office of Environmental Justice, we're working with providers and community leaders to identify innovative approaches that empower communities to address the health consequences linked to climate change.
An admiral. On top of all that, it's not just that the communists took over every institution, pushed insanity everywhere they could. Anytime they thought they might meet resistance, they met it with threats and with force, including something I have never seen before. I have never seen this before. The President of the United States of America routinely threatening the American people.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us. And by the way, if they want to think to take on government if we get out of line, which they're talking again about, well, guess what? They need F-15s. They don't need a...
What a statement. Don't make me send my fighter jets after you. This is a reminder, not just that these people were evil and destructive, you know that our institutions failed us, bent the knee as fast as they could bend the knee, and failed us like gutless cowards when these communists were tearing apart this country. There weren't many people, there weren't hardly any institutions that stood strong and tall during that time. And they're going to come back to power. You know that. They're going to come back and they're going to do it again. Let's hope we're made of stronger stuff the next time. All that may have made you uncomfortable, but I am right. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.